Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Where are you watching me from? It's another time for us to gather here and have this conversation yet again on marriage and marriage related issues. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. As you come in, say hello, say hi. Let me know where you are watching me from. How is your area? How is the weather in your area? Where are you watching me from? So we're going to get started quickly. Some of us will be catching the live, the replay. As you come in, say hello, say hi. I see you watching me, Mrs. Hilda Ude. Thank you for joining me. Say hi. Where are you watching me from? So let's quickly get started. I hope you can hear me. Can you see me? Can you hear me? So today we are going to be talking about 7 reasons to save your marriage. Yes, 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 yes. This topic just had to come up. It wasn't what I planned for. Hi, Hilda. Thank you for joining me. How are you doing today? Where are you watching me from? So, this wasn't the plan, but somehow I was just led to talk about this because, like I said in the post earlier today, as a counselor, I have seen a lot of people are becoming so overwhelmed in marriage that so many people are at their tipping point, at the tipping point, you know. I hear a lot in sessions, and because the clients, professional ethics, we are not at liberty to divulge every of our informations except the ones we are giving permission to divulge. But I can tell you for free that so many people are overwhelmed in their marriages. A lot of people are at their tipping point. Hi, good morning, Hilda. Thank you for joining me. So in recent times we've had more and more people asking the question, is it really worth it? Is marriage really worth it? Based on the challenges they are facing, based on the issues they have had to face in this institution called marriage. So a lot of people are beginning to get overwhelmed. A lot of people are asking, is this really worth it? Did I even make the right choice? Shouldn't I have been better off single? Do I even shouldn't I just throw in the towel and just walk and have my peace and sanity? This is so much right now. A lot of people are at this place currently, wondering, what do I do? Should I just go ahead and call it quits, or do I continue? There is this general sense of overwhelm, and you get another sense that a lot of people are there trying to make it look as if marriage is no longer worth it. Why bother? Why bother? And they are busy trying to drag a lot of people out, reducing our quotient to even tolerate or do anything with people. So married couples have become so overwhelmed. A lot of people are at the verge of leaving at that tipping point. So people come into marriages and they are faced with so much challenges, unexpected. They are just dazed at what they are at the challenges they are being faced with. You have a lot of couples going through communication challenges, from communication skills, lack of or poor communication skills, people dealing with infertility in their marriages, people dealing with infidelity in their marriages, inability to resolve conflicts. A lot of marriages are dealing with sex issues, financial strain, and the rest of other problems that marriages are dealing with today. And they are beginning to wonder, is this really worth it? So the very foundation of marriage, the very foundation of this institution is being threatened by the virtue of the challenges that couples are facing today. It is so intense, it is so high, and it is like there is no way out of it. A lot of marriages are at the verge of breakdown. A lot of marriages are experiencing serious crisis, and they are wondering, shouldn't I just go ahead and rest and let this be? It is a usual trend that you see once we encounter one problem in marriage, one problem or the other, you see that spouse or your spouse does something to you that's maybe something very wrong, we tend to forget every other good thing that has happened in that marriage. We even forget why we even started in the first place. We forget the good times, we forget the good side of this person, and we just focus on this mistake and all the other mistake that the person or the marriage or all the other challenges we are facing. And these things are part of the things that lead us to want to just call it quits and move on. The same person we couldn't go a night without thinking about, the person we couldn't go a day without calling like several times on the phone. That person would think that without this person, our life is meaningless, the world is meaningless. All of a sudden, this is somebody you want to deal with and just throw away and be at peace with yourself. This is somebody you want uprooted or destroyed or uprooted from your life. What is going on? This is something that a lot of couples are beginning to deal with today. Okay, we suddenly forget the vows we made. We feel it is trivial. We no longer understand the importance of those vows we made, for better, for worse, for richer, for poorer, till death do us part. I keep saying, how many of us are really taking time to understand the importance of those statements we make before the wedding? It is at the stage of premarital counseling that you will have to really think deep, sit on that sentence and think on what really it means, because these challenges will come at you. So is it that when the going gets bad, instead of the tough getting going, the tough we just throw in the towel and call it quits, and we are all out of the way, so we should rather think of imbibing and going on and doing the right thing. You made a vow to this person, and all of a sudden there are challenges, and you are wondering, is your marriage worth saving? Are you at that place currently where you're wondering, is it really worth it? Do I just go ahead with this marriage or keep working at it? Maybe you've done a lot of things. Maybe you've tried to solve it on your own and it's not working. And you are at that tipping point where you're thinking, is it really worth it? Then this video is for you. Alright, but before we go on, here is a fact that I want us all to internalize. And the fact is that marriage is work. Marriage is work. So, being in a marriage and thinking or hoping that you're not going to lift a finger and that everything will just work out is an illusion. That's an illusion. And that is something a lot of us think, that this is the reality. You just come in. Once you say I do, you come in and things just work out. It is from this day you said I do that the work actually begins. So that is where the work begins. Marriage is work. Work. It is work. And if you don't work it, it's not going to work out at all. Okay? The one you are in, that marriage you are in currently, require work. In case you're thinking of leaving it and maybe starting another one, it's also safe for me to tell you right now that the next one you're going to go into still require work. If you do nothing, you see nothing. If you do nothing, the same thing that happened in the first one is likely going to happen, or even worse. So we've got to come to this place where we understand that it is work. It is work. And if we work it right, we are going to get it. However, every effort you make into working your marriage, every effort you make into making your marriage work is worth it and will be richly rewarded. That is a fact. That is a fact. That is a fact. Now, another fact is that your ability to create a successful marriage begins in your mind. Success at anything at all starts in the mind. Success at anything, at business, at school, at education, in marriage, it begins in the mind. And that is a winning mindset. You've got to have that mindset that your marriage is going to work for you to start working. Because if you have a limiting mindset, you see that you have disempowered yourself and you have limited yourself from even taking action. All right? So the mindset that a lot of people come into marriage with a very wrong mindset. Some of us come into marriage with one foot wedged in the door. So if anything happens, I leave. If you have that kind of assumption and you have that kind of mindset, believe me, something is going to happen and you will leave. But there's a mindset we all had. Those of us that went to the university, there's a mindset I'm sure that almost everybody watching me today had, that saw us through school, because school was stressful, school was tedious, school was tasking, school was a lot of things. We didn't know anything. We came into the university and we had to go for lectures, we had to write exams, we had to face difficult lecturers, we had to face a lot of challenges. But I remember even my friends and I, we used to say, whatever this lecturer tries to do, one day, all I know is that I will leave this school and I will live with my set and I will graduate with a very good result. We didn't know how. We saw the challenges, they were enormous, But there is this resolve we had in our mind that despite everything, that we're going to graduate and we're going to graduate with good grades. Whatever this lecturer tries to do, well, we will sort it out. We'll find a way to make this our dream come true. We're not going to have an extra year in school. We're not going to come out with poor results. We're not going to let these challenges overwhelm us. And well, guess what? We all left when we're supposed to leave, and we left with good grades, and we left with our sets. So part of why that happened was that despite the challenges we faced in school, we had the mindset. None of us said, in fact, I'm going to change from this course and do another course. I think I'm done. Or in fact, I think I want to drop out. In fact, I'm not going to school again. Most of us did not do that. In fact, some of us had extra years and we paid extra school fees. We came back and we made sure that we graduated. This was some people's reality. What if we imbibe this kind of mindset in our marriages? Do you think we're going to be having different results? Where you say, whatever this is, I'm going to put my foot down. I'm going to dig in and make sure that this marriage works. I will find a way. I will find a way. I will find a way. So for us in school, if it required us doing extra nights, if it required us doing tutorials, if it required us study group where we study after school, if it required us not having extra curricular activities just to face our studies, we found a way. We did what we had to do. We made the necessary sacrifices to make sure that we left school with good grades and at the right time. So what if we imbibe this mindset in our marriages? So your spouse is you're not going to say, I've warned you severally about this, I'm done. I've warned you 3 times, I'm done. I've told you this, I'm done. No, we did not have that mindset in other areas. You see people start businesses, business crash, they start another one, they keep at it, and they come out and tell you their success stories in business, how they went with no shoes, how things were tough, how their containers sank, and they came back from zero to hero, and all those stories. And it's inspiring. What if we have that mindset? Why do we come into marriage and we have a very we're so quick to just throw in the towel and let it go. We feel there's nothing worth saving. Marriage is now a scam. That's the newest one. Marriage is a scam. Men are scam. Men are scam. Women are this. Men are that. And we allow these things sink in our heads, and we don't even see the enormous harm and damage we are doing to ourselves. So the mindset is key. The mindset to having a successful marriage is key. The mindset is what you need to know, that yes, your marriage is worth saving. No matter what you're going through now, you can save it. You can save it. There are exceptions though, but that's not what we're talking about today. Alright, so now, why should you even bother? The topic of today is 7 reasons you should save your marriage. Why should I even bother saving my marriage? Number 1, your marriage is worth saving. Yes, it is worth saving. It is not the will of God for you to experience crisis in your marriage. It's not his will. This was not God's intention when he instituted marriage. He saw that man was alone. Even though Adam had all the things in the garden, Adam had all the animals, the trees, the different fruits. The garden was so beautifully prepared for Adam. Yet, God saw that there was a longing in Adam that these things in that garden couldn't fill. And God saw the need for another Adam to be made in a different form, in a different shape, but somebody that could fill that void that Adam had. And he looked at Adam and said, it's not good for man to be alone. Therefore, I'll make him a helpmate suitable for him. So that spouse you're living with is suitable for you. That doesn't mean you're not going to disagree. That doesn't mean you're not going to have challenges. That doesn't mean that things are not going to turn sour at times. But have it in your mind that this person is suitable for you because God saw it. His thoughts for you are thoughts of good. So your marriage is worth saving because this is God's will for you. God's will for you is not for you to experience crisis. God's will for you is to experience the intimacy, the companionship, the friendship, the oneness that marriage has to offer you. So for that reason, you've got to sit and save it. You've got to sit and save your marriage. Second reason is that divorce is not the way out. Divorce is never the way out. Yes, there are very few exceptions where even the Bible allows couples to divorce. But even in those exceptions, you can still make things work. We've had people who didn't even want to listen to saving their marriages. They got divorced, and on their own, they decided to come back and be married. So at the end of the day, there is really nothing like irreconcilable differences, because whatever it is, even the infidelity happened, even the violence happened, they separated, they divorced, years back later, they wanted themselves because they saw that there was no other person perfect than this person they left. So they decided to come back this time and do things the right way. So it's not really the way out. It's not the way out. Now, a lot of people are rushing to divorce, and there is this advocacy for people: if it's not working, leave. If you're emotionally abused, leave. If you're verbally abused, leave. If there is no money anymore, leave. If there's no salt in the food, leave. If there's no pepper in the food, leave. Anything, just leave. It's not worth it. Your mental health is important. Your sanity is important, and all these reasons. Yes, these reasons may be valid, but that doesn't mean you can't create a marriage where your mental health is also safe, where you enjoy the dividend of your marriage. It is possible. All right, so even the divorce statistics, for some of us that think, okay, you leave this marriage, you go and join a new one, the divorce statistics does not even support that. There is no guarantee. The idea is that, statistically proven, 50% of every marriage, first marriage here, is going to end in divorce. 50%. So that is 1 in 2 of every marriage. Now, watch this. 67% of all second marriages will likely end in divorce. What is happening? So by the time you're going into the second one, there is a higher chance for you to divorce that second one. Now, the third marriages, the research has that up to 75% of every third marriage will end in divorce. So what does that tell you? It's not about experience. It's not about the number of marriages you go into or come out of. It's not about that. It's about wisdom, and it's about knowledge. It's about skills that you possess. So you can possess the wisdom, the knowledge, and the skills required to create a successful marriage in this particular marriage you want to live now. That's the point. The Bible said that wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our time. So it is the wisdom that you have. It is the knowledge that you have. It's not necessarily about living or experience. Okay, you've gathered experience in this first one, you can now do better in the second one. Except you gain the knowledge, except you gain the wisdom, except you acquire the skills, you are likely going to do worse in the next one, because this time around, you're going with baggage, you're going with hurt, you're going with pain. So you're going to use it to mess up the next one. So it's not really the answer. The best for you to do is to sit and save your marriage, the current one you're having right now. There's a whole lot of trouble and crisis associated with divorce, because the way we want to make divorce fashionable, people who are really divorced and are truly truthful and will tell you the truth, is not an easy route. It's not an easy route. It's not. There's a lot associated with it, financially, emotionally, and otherwise. There's a whole lot. Divorce should be the very last resort. Divorce is quite expensive. It will cost you financially. It will cost you emotionally. It will cost you friends. It will cost you family. It will cost you memories. It will cost you a whole lot. So, it's meant to be the very last resort. But a lot of us, we've not done everything we needed to do before we even go to divorce. Yes, there are marriages that should just be they shouldn't even have gotten married in the first place. But until they make the right things and the right processes are taken, divorce should not just be the first port of call. For a lot of us, it is becoming the first port of call, and it is not safe at all. We're going to be having a next generation of dysfunctional families, a whole lot of mess in the society. Now, the third reason is for the sake of your children. People say it's about you now. That's the new trend. It is you, your life, your this, your that. Everything is you. You're supposed to be. You're supposed to take care of yourself. Whatever makes you happy, whatever rocks your boat. All those words are disempowering. They are not of God. Once you are married, Once you are married and you have children, trust me, you have lost the ability to behave the way you like. Once there are children, you have lost the ability to do things because they please you. Because a lot of aprons are tied to you now. You are going to give account of how they are raised. You are going to give account. So for their sake, to work your marriage for the sake of your children is a valid reason to make your marriage work. Very valid. Let's not get it twisted. It is a valid reason. Not to stay in a marriage and endure a bad marriage. The idea is not for you to stay in a marriage and endure a bad marriage because of your children. That's not what we are talking about. Because that on its own is counterproductive for those your children, for your children. That's not what we're saying. You don't stay in a marriage. Hello, can you hear me? I don't know if I can be heard. Can I be heard? Okay. Please let me know if you can hear me. I think some people are saying I'm having network issues. I think my network is fine. I think it's fine. Hello, can you hear me, please? Okay. You couldn't hear me before? Thank you for that heads up. All right. So, at what point did you stop hearing me, please? Okay, thank you. Let's proceed. So, for the sake of your children is a valid reason to work on your marriage. Let us not get it twisted. Okay? Now, to stay in a marriage, a bad marriage, endure a bad marriage, and your children are seeing that you're enduring a bad marriage, that's not the issue. That's not what we're talking about. That in itself is counterproductive. The idea is for you to create an environment of safety, security, and stability for those children. That is what both of you owe your children. You owe them that much, to create an atmosphere of safety, security, and stability. And leaving your marriage or allowing chaos in your marriage, allowing them see your crisis, it's going to threaten these three things that they need to thrive. Your aim is to raise children. Apart from, the second reason for marriage is to raise godly seed. For intimacy, companionship, and to raise godly seed. And for you to be able to raise godly seed that will thrive and fulfill purpose in this dispensation, you've got to raise these children in an atmosphere of safety, security, and stability. So whatever you need to do to ensure that it is worth it, whatever you need to do, if you need to read, if you need to take a course, whatever you need to do, get somebody to help you. Get professional help. See, we need to get to the point where we know that these things won't come cheap. Invest in making your marriage work, because it is something that transcends you. It is something that transcends you, and it is worth every effort you make to make it happen. So you create that environment of security, stability, and safety. So some people will say they are enduring the man beating them because of their children. That is wrong. You don't endure violence for the sake of your children. You're making your children see violence as normal, because you're setting them up for abuse in their own marriages tomorrow. So you need to insist, and deal with that violence. How you do it is what matters. You're not going to get violent at your own. You understand? So you do these things. It is wisdom, it is knowledge, it is skills that will save you, not any other thing. That's what we're talking about. So your children will bear the brunt of your crisis. You know this proverbial, the grass suffers when two elephants are fighting. So whenever you're having issues, it is your children. The quality of your marriage will affect the quality of the children you're going to raise. Let us not get it twisted. It will. So for the sake of your children is a valid reason to make your marriage work, to save your marriage. Having crisis, your children are confused, they are affected academically, socially, their self-esteem, their self-confidence. So many things go wrong in the mind and developmental stages of your children if you don't save your marriage. So if you're looking for a reason to sit down and save your marriage currently, your children is a valid reason. Because the quality of your marriage, if it's bad, it can be devastating on those children. You will form patterns that will transcend generations. Let us not think these things don't happen. You will see people, by the time they normalize all this, you increase their chances of having crisis in their own marriages tomorrow. If you divorce, you also increase their chances of divorcing tomorrow. It is just it. That's just the way it is. So you see a family where the parents divorce. There's a high chance for these women or these men to also throw in the towel when they face challenges in their marriages. You may also put their future relationship in jeopardy. So that's a valid reason. Working and saving your marriage sets a worthy example and legacy that can inspire other couples struggling with heal so that they can heal and fight for their own marriages. This is another reason for you to work your marriage. See, there's a lot of people who are looking up to you. They see you struggling and they are looking to see what you're going to do. And they see that you stayed the course and you survived those crises in your marriage. You have inspired somebody else to do better. Why don't you be the reason why somebody else sits to work on their marriages instead of being the reason why they throw in the towel? Yes, you don't have the right to behave the way you like. That is just it. There is no perfect spouse anywhere. If you think that this person you're living with is terrible, there is no guarantee for the next one you're going to go into. So you better sit down, understand the person, their personality, go through this process of doing your own marriage right. It will do you good. It will do you good. Okay? We are all flawed humans. The person you think is better than your spouse is not a saint. We all have our flaws. So look at what you faced with and see the best you can make out of it. Because the next person you're going to get into, you think this particular woman you're living with talks too much, doesn't know how to cook, you will not live with the one that will kill you, that is so temperamental, that is so this and so that. This doesn't mean that you can go in and get the better one, but there are baggages. There is even no guarantee that the next marriage you go into will be better than the other one. So why not sit and make this one work? The marriage you're into, the sixth reason is that this marriage you're into, it has cost you effort, it has cost you time, it has cost you money, it has cost you your body. For women who have given birth, your shape, it has cost you a whole lot. Why would you just throw it away? Why not sit and make it work? You can make it work. You can make it work. The seventh reason to work on your marriage is that restored marriages are often stronger than the ones that have not gone through storm. I tell you for free, if you stay the course, go through these challenges with your spouse and come out stronger and better, you will be fulfilled, you will be happy, you will be amazed at the quality of the marriage both of you are going to produce on the other end. See, go through it. Go through it. The only way out is through, not above, not under. The only way out is through. Go through those processes together. Both of you should go through that healing process together, learning process together. Take the courses together. Engage in taking the courses together. Learn the stuff together. Do the trainings together. Grow together. Be better for each other. Trust me, you are going to enjoy the benefits. Instead of going to start a new one, start learning the person all over again. Start understanding how they behave. The one you are with, make the best out of it. You can make the best out of it. You can. Gold becomes gold after it has passed through the hottest fire. After it has gone through fire, that's when gold becomes gold. So go through it. You can. You have the ability. Do not leave your marriage just yet. Be sure you have done all there is to do. Don't be stubborn about it. Don't be stubborn about it. The Bible says that it is because of the hardness of our hearts. When they were talking about divorce, yes, Moses gave them the right to issue a paper of divorce. Say yes, he did that. But it is because of the hardness of your heart. So you do not harden your heart. Do not harden your heart. Can a marriage going through any form of crisis be saved? Yes. The answer is an emphatic yes. It's an emphatic yes. It can. Whatever it is you think your marriage is going through, I am here to tell you and to encourage you that you can save it. If you do the right thing, take a deep breath and try again. Don't give up just yet. Don't give up just yet. I'm not going to tell you, stay and tell you I understand what you're going through, because I may not really understand. But what I know, like I know my name, is that every problem has a solution, and that whatever it is can be solved. I hope this writes something in you today to make the decision to work your marriage, to make the decision to try again. It's possible. You may have been making all the efforts and not seeing results. I want you to know that you can still keep making those efforts. Try again. Do something different. Do something you've not done before. If you need to employ the services of a professional to help you, we don't have that culture here, and that's why a lot of things are going wrong. A lot of my clients, by the time we start our sessions, they begin to see that these things are not as serious as, it's not that deep, it's not that serious, it's not that big a deal. It can be solved. And we've worked several couples through these processes, and we are thankful to God for the amazing results that they're having. So I'm here to encourage you today. Your marriage can be whatever you have dreamt it to be. It can be that and more. You can achieve your expectations and even exceed your marriage expectations if you begin today to take the decision to make it work and to do what you need to do. If you need to become a different person, do. If you need to learn, do it. If you need to learn a new skill, do it. You need to do that introspection to see how you're part of the problem. Do it. Tell yourself the truth. Take a course. Speak to a professional. Take a deep breath and try again. Don't try to solve it on your own and say you've done everything you need to do. Be sure you have done all there is to do. Most of the times, when people quit their marriages and say they've done all there is to do, truly they have really not done all there is to do. They have been doing the things they think should be doing. But there is a way to the city. Don't let anybody fool you. There is a way to do marriage right. There is a way to do things right. There is a way to the city. The Bible said that the labor of the foolish wearieth them, because they do not know the way to the city. If you know how, you will get the results. So thank you for joining me. I am glad to have you all here. I'm Pasiama Debbie. Thank you so much for that heads up. Thank you for joining me. I hope this was valuable to you. I like to hear your comments. I like to hear from you. And if you're catching the replay, say hello, say hi. Let me know where you're watching me from. So until next week, do have an amazing day. Enjoy the rest of your day and keep doing what you need to do to make your marriage right. Marriage is important, marriage is beautiful, and marriage is worth saving. Hi. Enjoy your day. Bye.